Every morning you wake up with a choice. You can open your eyes and let the world tell you who you are. Or you can decide for yourself. You can start the day by reacting to life. Or you can start by creating your life. Your mind is like a blank page when you wake up. What you write on that page will decide how you feel, how you act, and how much you grow. Most people wake up and think about yesterday's mistakes, today's problems, and tomorrow's worries. They let fear, doubt, and regret speak first. But successful and happy people know a secret. You must speak to yourself before the world speaks to you. The words you say in the morning are not just words. They are instructions to your mind, commands to your emotions, and blueprints for your actions. In this video, you will learn 14 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. If you make this a habit, your mornings will not just be the start of another day, they will be the start of a better life. And I promise you, number 14 will be the one that stays with you forever. 1. Today is a fresh start. When you open your eyes in the morning, you are standing at the doorway of a brand new day. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter how big the mistake, how painful the loss, or how sweet the victory, it is now gone. You cannot change it, you cannot edit it, and you cannot live it again. Yesterday is like a closed book. The pages are written, and they will not change. But the beautiful truth is that today is a blank page, waiting for you to write a new story. Many people wake up and carry the weight of yesterday into today. They replay old conversations in their minds. They regret decisions they made. They hold on to anger or disappointment. It is like walking into a new day carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks from the past. It slows them down. It makes every step harder. But you do not have to carry that load. Every morning you have the chance to set it down, take a deep breath, and begin again. When you say to yourself, "Today is a fresh start," you give yourself permission to let go of what no longer serves you. Think about nature. Every sunrise is a quiet promise that life continues. The night before may have been stormy, but the morning always comes. The sky clears, the light returns, and the world begins again. You can do the same with your life. Yesterday's problems do not have to decide today's actions. Yesterday's failures do not have to decide today's success. Each morning is a reset button for your mind and your heart. Starting fresh does not mean ignoring the lessons of the past. It means taking what you have learned and using it to make better choices today. Maybe yesterday you wasted time. Today, you can use your time wisely. Maybe yesterday you argued with someone. Today you can choose patience and kindness. Maybe yesterday you gave up too soon. Today you can try again with more determination. Every fresh start is a chance to do something differently, something better. Of course, it is easy to say, "Today is a fresh start," but living it requires a choice. You must choose to forgive yourself for your mistakes. You must choose to forgive others for theirs. You must choose to release the thoughts that drag you back into the past. If you do not make this choice, the past will quietly follow you into the new day, whispering the same doubts and fears. So, when you wake up tomorrow, pause for a moment before you pick up your phone or rush into your routine. Take a slow breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Look around and notice something good: the light in your room, the quiet of the morning, the simple fact that you are alive. Then say to yourself, clearly and with conviction, "Today is a fresh start." Let those words be the opening chapter of your day. They are not just a reminder, they are a declaration that you are free to begin again, no matter what happened before. And if you make this your daily practice, you will find that every day feels lighter, brighter, and more full of possibility than the one before. 2. I am stronger than I think. Most people do not see the full strength they carry inside. They live believing they can only handle a small amount of pressure, a limited number of challenges, and a certain level of pain. But this belief is a lie. You are far more capable than you give yourself credit for. You have already faced moments in life that seemed impossible, times when you thought, I can't do this. Yet somehow you did. You are still here. You have survived every hard day, every heartbreak, every failure. That is proof that you are stronger than you think. Life will continue to test you. Sometimes it will be with small daily challenges, a difficult conversation, a heavy workload, a sudden problem you didn't expect. Other times, the challenge will be much larger, losing someone you love, facing a big financial setback, or dealing with a personal crisis. In those moments, you may feel like giving up. You may feel like you do not have the energy to move forward. But if you look back at your life, you will see that you have already walked through fire before. You found strength you didn't know you had, and that same strength is still inside you now. When you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, I am stronger than I think, you are not pretending that life is easy. You are reminding yourself that you have the inner power to handle it, even if it feels hard. This belief changes how you face problems. Instead of running away, you decide to face them head on. Instead of saying, this is too much for me, you say, I will take it one step at a time. Strength is not just about physical ability. It is also mental, emotional, and spiritual. Mental strength is the ability to keep going even when your mind is tired. Emotional strength is staying calm when you feel like panicking. Spiritual strength is believing that there is a purpose behind the struggle, even if you can't see it yet. All of these forms of strength grow when you use them. The more you push yourself, the more you realize you can handle. Think of a muscle. It becomes stronger only when it is challenged, when it is used against resistance. Your inner strength works the same way. Every time you face a difficulty and keep going, you are building more resilience. Every time you choose action over giving up, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than you once believed. So the next time you feel fear, doubt, or exhaustion, remember this. You have already overcome more than you thought you could. You have been tested before and you will be tested again. But you have a choice. You can believe the voice that says, you can't. Or you can speak louder and say, I am stronger than I think. When you make this your morning habit, you will walk into each day with confidence, knowing that no matter what comes, you have the strength to face it. 3. I am in control of my thoughts and emotions. There are many things in life you cannot control. You cannot control the weather, no matter how much you wish for sunshine on a rainy day. You cannot control the traffic, even if you are late for an important meeting. You cannot control how other people behave toward you. Some will be kind, others will be rude, and some will misunderstand you completely. But there is one thing that will always be within your power: the way you choose to think and feel about these situations. This is where your true control lies. Your mind is like a garden. If you leave it unattended, weeds will grow. These weeds are negative thoughts, worry, anger, jealousy, and fear. They spread quickly if you do nothing. But if you actively plant positive thoughts, gratitude, hope, kindness, and confidence, your mental garden becomes a place of beauty and peace. Every morning, when you tell yourself, I am in control of my thoughts and emotions, you are deciding to be the gardener of your own mind. You are choosing to plant flowers instead of letting weeds take over. This simple decision is powerful because it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Many people go through their days reacting to whatever happens. If someone cuts them off in traffic, they get angry. If someone ignores them, they feel hurt. If something doesn't go as planned, they become frustrated. Their mood is like a leaf blown around by the wind, constantly changing based on external events. But when you take control of your thoughts and emotions, you stop being the leaf and become the wind. You decide the direction. For example, if someone is rude to you, you can choose not to let it ruin your day. Instead of thinking, "This person ruined my mood," you can think, "Their behavior says more about them than it does about me." If you are stuck in traffic, you can choose to use that time to listen to an inspiring podcast or practice deep breathing instead of complaining. If a plan fails, you can choose to focus on what you can learn from it rather than feeling defeated. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means deciding how problems will affect you. You can acknowledge that something is difficult without letting it control your entire mood. You can feel emotions without being ruled by them. You can experience challenges while still protecting your inner peace. Controlling your thoughts and emotions is a skill, and like any skill, it grows stronger with practice. At first, it may feel hard to change your reactions, but every time you pause before responding, every time you replace a negative thought with a constructive one, you are training your mind. Over time, you will find that you remain calmer in situations that once made you angry or stressed. So tomorrow morning, stand in front of the mirror and say it clearly. "I am in control of my thoughts and emotions." Let those words remind you that no matter what happens around you, the way you experience it is your choice. And when you control your mind, you control your life. 4. I am grateful for what I have. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces you can invite into your life. It has the ability to completely change how you see the world. When you choose to focus on what you have instead of what you lack, something amazing happens. Your mood shifts, your heart feels lighter, and your mind becomes more peaceful. Life may not be perfect, but gratitude allows you to see the beauty that is already present in it. Every morning, before you let your mind race toward the tasks, worries, and goals of the day, pause and say to yourself, "I am grateful for what I have." Gratitude is not about pretending that everything is wonderful. It is about noticing the blessings that are already there, even if life is challenging. You might be going through a difficult season, but if you look closely, you will still find things to appreciate. Your health, your family, your friends, the roof over your head, the food on your table, the ability to walk, talk, and think. These are gifts that many people in the world do not have. Even the simple act of waking up today is something to be thankful for, because it means you have another chance to live, to grow, and to try again. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to see the good instead of always chasing what's missing. This doesn't mean you stop dreaming for more. Ambition and gratitude can live together. You can be thankful for what you have while still working towards your goals. But if you only focus on what you do not have, you will always feel incomplete. Gratitude reminds you that you are already standing on a foundation of abundance, even if you haven't reached your dreams yet. The amazing thing about gratitude is that it multiplies. The more you look for things to appreciate, the more you find them. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, a smile from a stranger, the sound of rain against your window. These small moments become treasures when you train your heart to notice them. Gratitude is like a magnet for joy. When you are thankful, your mind becomes more positive, and positive thoughts lead to positive actions. Gratitude also changes how you deal with problems. When you face difficulties, it's easy to get lost in frustration. But if you pause and remember what is still good in your life, you gain the strength to keep going. For example, losing a job is hard, but gratitude for your skills, your health, and your loved ones can give you hope while you search for something new. So tomorrow morning, before you rush into your day, take a moment. Sit quietly, take a deep breath, and name 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big, even something as simple as, "I'm grateful for the sunlight," or "I'm grateful for the water I drink" can shift your mood. Then say it clearly and with feeling. I am grateful for what I have. Let those words remind you that you are already surrounded by blessings. And when you start your day with gratitude, you carry that richness with you wherever you go. 5. I am becoming better every day. Change is a journey, not a single event. Many people expect transformation to happen overnight, and when it doesn't, they feel discouraged. But real growth is often slow and subtle. It may be invisible at first, like a seed planted under the soil, quietly developing roots before any green shoots appear. Every small good choice you make is part of this process. When you wake up and say, I am becoming better every day, you remind yourself that progress matters more than perfection. Each tiny action contributes to your growth, even if it seems insignificant in the moment. Perhaps today you decide to read a page of a book that will teach you something new. Maybe you drink an extra glass of water to take care of your health. Perhaps you smile at a stranger or speak kindly to someone who is having a hard day. These small wins may appear minor, but when repeated day after day, they accumulate into something powerful. Improvement is built on these small, consistent choices. You do not need to make huge leaps to become better. You just need to keep moving forward. Even when you fail, you are still learning. A mistake is not a sign that you are stuck or that you are failing as a person. Instead, it is an opportunity to gain knowledge and experience. Every time you fall and get back up, you are improving. Every lesson you learn, every challenge you face, and every new skill you practice adds to your growth. By saying, I am becoming better every day, you embrace a mindset that sees failure as progress and effort as success. Patience is a key part of this mindset. You cannot rush growth any more than you can rush the seasons. Plants do not bloom overnight. They grow slowly, with steady care. The same principle applies to your life. When you feel frustrated with your pace, remind yourself that improvement is happening even if it is not yet visible. Keep taking small steps consistently, and you will eventually see the results. Saying this phrase every morning also helps you focus on the present. Instead of worrying about whether you are enough today or comparing yourself to others, you focus on the simple question, what can I do right now to improve? This mindset keeps you motivated and reduces self-criticism. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be committed to being better than you were yesterday. Over time, this mindset transforms your entire life. Small improvements compound into large results. Your skills, your health, your relationships, and your mindset all grow stronger. By the end of each week, each month, and each year, you will look back and see just how far you have come. The phrase, I am becoming better every day, is not just a morning affirmation. It is a promise to yourself that you will never stop growing. It is a commitment to your own progress, to your own improvement, and to the best version of yourself that you are capable of becoming. 6. I will focus on what I can control. Life is full of surprises, and not all of them are pleasant. Every day brings events that are completely beyond your control. The weather can change suddenly, disrupting your plans. People may behave in ways you don't expect, letting you down or causing frustration. Problems can appear out of nowhere, challenging your patience, your time, and your energy. If you spend your day worrying about these things, you are giving your power away. You will feel stressed, anxious, and exhausted, and nothing will get better. That is why it is so important to start your day with a powerful reminder. I will focus on what I can control. Focusing on what you can control is not about ignoring reality or pretending that problems do not exist. It is about choosing where you place your energy. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond to it. You can control your actions, your attitude, your effort, and the choices you make. You can choose to respond with patience instead of anger, with kindness instead of resentment, and with calmness instead of panic. By focusing on what is within your control, you reclaim your power and stop giving it away to circumstances that are beyond your reach. Consider your life like a ship at sea. The ocean is unpredictable. Storms may appear suddenly. Waves may crash against your boat. The wind may blow in every direction. You cannot control the sea, the weather, or the storms. But you can control the way you steer your ship. You can adjust your sails, change your direction, and navigate through the waves. When you remind yourself each morning, I will focus on what I can control, you are taking the helm of your life. You are no longer drifting helplessly, you are guiding your own course. Focusing on what you can control also reduces stress and fear. When your mind is busy worrying about things you cannot change, it becomes exhausted. Your energy is scattered, and your decisions become weaker. But when you focus on the things you can influence, your effort, your mindset, your choices, you feel empowered. Even in the most challenging situations, you can find ways to take meaningful action. This shift in focus makes life feel lighter, more manageable, and more hopeful. Every morning, take a moment to repeat this affirmation. I will focus on what I can control. Let it remind you that you have power over your life, even when the outside world seems chaotic. Choose to invest your time and energy in the things that will truly make a difference. Work hard, act kindly, take care of your body, learn new skills, and nurture your relationships. These are all within your control, and focusing on them brings results. No storm, problem, or challenge can stop you when you take responsibility for your own life and direct your energy wisely. By making this a daily habit, you develop resilience, clarity, and confidence. You learn to distinguish between what is yours to manage and what belongs to the world outside. And as you practice this every morning, you will find that life feels less overwhelming, your decisions become stronger, and your path forward becomes clearer. Focusing on what you can control is not just a strategy, it is a mindset that transforms the way you experience each day. 7. I am worthy of good things. Many people never pursue their dreams because deep down, they do not believe they deserve success. Somewhere along the way, perhaps someone told you that you were not good enough. Maybe it was a harsh word from a teacher, a critical comment from a friend, or a judgmental glance from someone in your life. Perhaps you compared yourself to others and decided you fell short. Over time, these experiences can build a story in your mind that says, I am not worthy. But that story is not the truth. Your worth is not determined by other people's opinions, achievements, or comparisons. You are worthy simply because you exist. You do not have to be perfect, rich, famous, or accomplished to deserve happiness, love, and success. Your worth is inherent. It is built into your existence. Every human being is valuable, and that includes you. When you tell yourself in the morning, I am worthy of good things, you are reminding your mind and heart that you do not need to earn permission to be happy. You do not have to wait until you achieve something huge to accept that life has good things in store for you. You are allowed to receive them now. This affirmation is powerful because it opens your heart to opportunities. Many people unconsciously push blessings away because they think they are meant for someone else. They believe that good jobs, loving relationships, and joyful experiences belong to others, not them. But when you affirm your worth each morning, you stop rejecting good things before they even arrive. You start saying yes to life. You allow yourself to believe that success, love, and happiness are not only possible, they are your birthright. Believing in your worth also changes how you see challenges. When you feel undeserving, setbacks feel like proof that life is against you. You may give up easily or accept less than you deserve. But when you consistently tell yourself, I am worthy of good things, you build resilience. You see challenges as opportunities, not punishments. You realize that even if something goes wrong, it does not mean you are unworthy. It simply means life is teaching you, preparing you, or guiding you towards something better. Start each day by standing in front of the mirror, looking yourself in the eye, and saying, "I am worthy of good things." Let those words sink deep into your mind and heart. Feel them as you breathe, and believe them as you step into the day. Let this belief guide your decisions, your actions, and the way you treat yourself. Accept that happiness, love, and success are not just for other people, they are for you. Every act of self-respect, every moment of self-care, and every dream you pursue becomes a reflection of this truth. When you embrace your worth, you begin to live differently. You take bold steps. You say no to what does not serve you. You welcome opportunities that once felt out of reach. And slowly but surely, your life begins to reflect the truth you have told yourself each morning. You are worthy of good things. You deserve them, and it is time to claim them. 8. I will not let fear guide my decisions. Fear is a natural part of being human. It is a signal, a warning system that alerts you to danger, uncertainty, or the unknown. But fear can also be a liar. It exaggerates risks, magnifies doubts, and convinces you that staying in your comfort zone is the safest choice. It whispers, "You will fail," or "You are not ready," or "It's safer if you don't try." If you allow fear to guide your decisions, you will live a life limited by what you think you can do instead of what you are truly capable of. Your dreams will remain distant, and opportunities will pass you by. That is why every morning you must remind yourself, "I will not let fear guide my decisions." This statement does not mean that you will never feel fear. Feeling afraid is normal. It is part of being alive. But what makes the difference is how you respond to fear. You can feel afraid and still take action. You can feel fear and still move forward. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to act even when fear is present. Every brave step you have ever taken in life required this kind of courage, whether you realized it at the time or not. Think about all the achievements, friendships, and skills you have today. Each one likely began with a risk and action taken despite uncertainty or discomfort. Maybe you spoke to someone new even though you were shy. Maybe you applied for a job even though you feared rejection. Maybe you tried a new skill even though you were afraid of failing. None of these things would exist if you had let fear stop you. Every success in your life is proof that you can act courageously even in the presence of fear. When you start your day by declaring, "I will not let fear guide my decisions," you prepare your mind to face challenges boldly. You remind yourself that fear is a feeling, not a command. You decide that you will not hand over control of your life to doubt or worry. You give yourself permission to take calculated risks, to speak up, to pursue your goals, and to explore new paths, even if the outcome is uncertain. Fear will always try to return. Life will constantly test you with situations that trigger doubt and hesitation. But the more you practice refusing to let fear control you, the stronger your courage becomes. Each time you make a decision despite fear, you build confidence and resilience. Over time, you will notice that fear has less power over you, and that you are free to chase opportunities, follow your dreams, and live a bigger life than you ever imagined. So tomorrow morning, stand tall, take a deep breath, and say with conviction, "I will not let fear guide my decisions." Let this affirmation be a shield against hesitation, a reminder of your courage, and a promise to yourself that you will always choose action over limitation. When you do this consistently, you learn that fear does not have to stop you. It can only be a companion on your journey, not the driver. 9. I am responsible for my life. It is easy to look around and find someone or something to blame when life does not go as planned. You might blame your parents, your teachers, your friends, your boss, or even bad luck. Many people live this way, thinking that circumstances or other people determine their fate. But the truth is, as long as you place the responsibility for your life on others, you remain powerless. Real change begins the moment you take full responsibility for your life. When you do this, everything shifts. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. You feel like the driver of your own journey. Saying, I am responsible for my life every morning is a powerful practice because it reminds you that your choices shape your reality. Every action you take, every thought you nurture, every decision you make contributes to the life you are building. You may not control every event, but you control how you respond. You control whether you learn from failures, whether you persevere, and whether you take the steps necessary to improve your circumstances. Responsibility puts the power in your hands, and that power is incredibly freeing. Accepting responsibility does not mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks will happen. But it does mean that you refuse to give your power away. Instead of saying, this happened because of someone else, or I can't do anything about it, you say, I can respond, I can take action, I can do better next time. Responsibility is not a weight to carry. It is a tool for growth. It is the acknowledgement that your life is yours to shape, and every choice you make can bring you closer to the life you want. When you adopt this mindset, you also become more resilient. Failure becomes a lesson, not a permanent defeat. Mistakes become stepping stones, not signs that you are incapable. Each morning when you remind yourself, I am responsible for my life, you strengthen your commitment to take control, to act with intention, and to hold yourself accountable. You realize that excuses no longer serve you, action does. You begin to see that even small decisions made consistently will compound over time, creating remarkable changes in your life. Taking responsibility also improves your confidence. When you realize that your future is in your own hands, you feel empowered to face challenges, make difficult choices, and pursue your goals with courage. You no longer wait for permission, approval, or perfect conditions. You act because you know that your life depends on you and your efforts matter. So tomorrow morning, stand tall, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, I am responsible for my life. Let it sink into your mind and heart. Let it guide your actions, shape your decisions, and inspire you to take charge. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. It is the knowledge that no matter what happens, you have the power to steer your life in the direction you want. And when you embrace this every day, you begin to live fully, purposefully, and courageously, knowing that your future is truly in your hands. 10. I choose to see opportunities, not obstacles. Life is full of challenges, and it is easy to become overwhelmed by them. Every day, unexpected problems arise, a project goes wrong, a relationship hits a rough patch, a plan does not work out as you hoped. Most people focus only on these difficulties. They see obstacles and feel frustrated, defeated, or even hopeless. But what if you looked at these same situations differently? What if instead of seeing barriers, you looked for hidden opportunities? This is the power behind morning affirmation. I choose to see opportunities, not obstacles. When you make this statement each morning, you train your mind to focus on solutions rather than problems. You begin to see that even when life seems difficult, there is a way forward. Challenges are not only tests of patience or strength, they are lessons, invitations, and chances for growth. Every obstacle contains a seed of opportunity, waiting for you to recognize it. The more you practice seeing opportunities, the more naturally your mind starts to look for them, even in the hardest situations. Consider a time when something went wrong in your life. Maybe you lost your job. At first, the loss feels like a heavy obstacle, a source of fear, stress, and uncertainty. But within that challenge lies a hidden opportunity. Perhaps it is the chance to pursue a new career, to start a business, or to finally follow a dream you have postponed. The obstacle is the loss, but the opportunity is the new direction you can take. Every challenge has a similar dual nature. What looks like a barrier can also be a doorway if you approach it with the right mindset. This perspective transforms how you respond to setbacks. Instead of feeling powerless, you begin to feel empowered. Instead of complaining or giving up, you start asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? What new possibilities exist here? This mindset creates resilience, creativity, and confidence. You stop being controlled by circumstances, and you begin to navigate them with clarity and purpose. The way you see the world shapes the way you live in it. People who focus only on obstacles often feel stuck, frustrated, and limited. But people who look for opportunities notice solutions, experiences, and lessons in every situation. They recognize that challenges are temporary and that every difficulty can teach them something valuable. By choosing to see opportunities first, you train your mind to find possibilities everywhere in work, in relationships, in personal growth, and even in moments of failure. So tomorrow morning, before you step into the day, take a deep breath and repeat, I choose to see opportunities, not obstacles. Let these words remind you that life is not just about problems, it is about possibilities. Let them guide your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions. With this mindset, you will notice doors opening where before you saw walls. You will find solutions where before you saw only difficulty. And you will begin to live each day with hope, creativity, and the knowledge that every challenge carries the potential for something great. 11. I will be kind to myself today. Many people are their own harshest critics. You may notice this in your own thoughts. You judge your mistakes more severely than you would judge a friend's. You replay moments when you think you failed and criticize yourself over and over. You forget to recognize the effort you are putting in, the steps you are taking, and the small victories that deserve celebration. This internal criticism can weigh heavily on your mind and heart, leaving you feeling discouraged and drained. Growth requires patience, and patience requires kindness. That is why every morning, it is so important to make this promise to yourself. I will be kind to myself today. Being kind to yourself does not mean ignoring mistakes or pretending that everything is perfect. It means speaking to yourself with encouragement rather than criticism. It means noticing your effort, acknowledging progress, and recognizing that you are learning and growing. For example, if you try something new and fail, instead of saying, I am not good enough, you might say, I am learning, and I will do better next time. Small acts of self-kindness like this build confidence and resilience, helping you move forward instead of getting stuck in guilt or shame. Kindness to yourself also means caring for your mental and physical well-being. This might involve taking a break when you're tired, getting enough rest, eating nourishing food, or practicing mindfulness. You may feel guilty for pausing or slowing down, but self-care is not selfish, it is essential. When you treat yourself with compassion, you give your mind and body the energy to continue striving toward your goals. It fuels productivity, creativity, and emotional balance. Without self-kindness, even your greatest efforts can feel exhausting or meaningless. Promising kindness to yourself each morning also changes the way you interact with others. When you are gentle with your own heart, you naturally extend that kindness outward. You become more patient, understanding, and forgiving with people around you. You are less likely to react in anger or frustration, and more likely to respond with empathy and calmness. Self-kindness creates a ripple effect that improves your relationships, work, and environment. This daily affirmation is simple but powerful. Each morning, repeat clearly and with feeling, I will be kind to myself today. Let it guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Let it remind you to celebrate small wins, forgive mistakes, and acknowledge your efforts. Notice how your mood shifts when you speak gently to yourself. Feel the difference in your energy when you stop criticizing and start encouraging. Remember, kindness to yourself is not a weakness, it is strength. It is the foundation for growth, resilience, and happiness. By treating yourself well, you create the mental and emotional space to thrive. Every act of self-kindness brings you closer to your goals, improves your relationships, and makes life more enjoyable. Make this promise each morning, and you will begin to see the power of treating yourself as you would a dear friend, with love, patience, and understanding. 12. I am committed to my goals. Having dreams is easy. Many people have great ideas, aspirations, and visions of what they want to achieve. But dreams alone are not enough. Without commitment, they remain just thoughts, fleeting desires that fade when life gets challenging. That is why every morning it is so important to remind yourself, I am committed to my goals. This simple statement is a powerful tool to anchor your mind, your focus, and your actions toward the life you want to build. Commitment turns dreams into reality. Being committed means more than just saying you want something. It means deciding to keep going, even when the journey is difficult. Life will test your patience, your strength, and your determination. There will be days when you feel tired, when progress seems slow, and when no one is cheering you on. Commitment is what pushes you forward on those days. It is the inner promise that, no matter what happens, you will continue taking steps toward your goals. Each small step, no matter how tiny, compounds into significant progress over time. Daily reminders of your commitment help train your mind to take action rather than just dream. When you wake up and say, I am committed to my goals, you are telling your brain to focus on what matters. You begin the day with intention. Every decision, every action, and every effort is guided by that commitment. You become less distracted by short-term comforts, doubts, or fears because your focus is clear. You are building something meaningful, and nothing can stop you. Commitment also teaches patience and resilience. Goals are rarely achieved in a straight line. There will be obstacles, failures, and moments of uncertainty. Without commitment, these moments can feel like reasons to give up. But when you are truly committed, setbacks become lessons instead of defeats. Each challenge teaches you something valuable. Each failure provides information on how to improve. Your commitment allows you to stay consistent, to persist, and to grow stronger through the journey. Moreover, commitment shapes your habits. When you are committed to your goals, your actions become intentional. You prioritize what matters. You plan, prepare, and follow through, even when it is uncomfortable. You stop procrastinating and start doing. You understand that every small action, repeated consistently, builds momentum and brings your dreams closer to reality. So, each morning say it clearly. I am committed to my goals. Let these words fill your mind with focus, determination, and courage. Let them remind you that your success is in your hands and that every day is a chance to move forward. Commitment is not just a promise, it is the bridge between dreams and reality. By embracing it daily, you develop the persistence, resilience, and focus needed to achieve anything you desire. Your goals are waiting, and your commitment is the key to unlocking them. 13. I will live in the present moment. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. The only time you truly have is the present. Yet many people spend their lives trapped between what has already happened and what might happen, losing touch with the life that is unfolding right now. They worry about the future, fearing what may or may not come. They regret the past, wishing they had done things differently. In both cases, they are robbed of the one thing they can actually experience, the present moment. That is why every morning it is vital to remind yourself, I will live in the present moment. Living in the present does not mean ignoring your goals or forgetting the lessons of the past. It means giving your full attention to what is happening right now. When you eat, truly taste your food. When you work, focus on the task at hand. When you speak with someone, listen deeply without letting your mind wander. Every simple action becomes richer, more meaningful, and more satisfying when you are fully engaged. This focus allows you to experience life as it is, rather than through the lens of worry or regret. Many people think that happiness exists only in the future, after achieving a goal, after reaching a milestone, or after acquiring something they desire. But waiting for the right time to be happy is a trap. Life is happening in the now, in small moments that are often overlooked. A smile, a conversation, a quiet morning. These are all gifts that belong to this very moment. By choosing to live fully in each moment, you reclaim these experiences and find joy in the ordinary. Practicing presence also brings clarity and calm. When your mind is scattered between what has been and what might be, anxiety and stress grow. Focusing on the present moment reduces unnecessary worry and allows you to respond to challenges more effectively. You notice solutions more quickly because your mind is not clouded by past mistakes or future fears. You feel more grounded, more capable, and more alive. Each morning, make a conscious decision to live in the present. Repeat to yourself, I will live in the present moment. Let it guide your thoughts and actions throughout the day. Notice the world around you, the sounds, the colors, the textures, the people. Pay attention to your own body and mind. Feel the sensations, the emotions, and the energy of life as it unfolds. By immersing yourself in the present, you open the door to deeper awareness, greater peace, and more fulfillment. Remember, life is not something that happens later, it is happening right now. By living fully in the present moment, you honor your time, your experiences, and yourself. You stop letting worry, regret, or anticipation steal your joy. Instead, you embrace life as it is, moment by moment, and in doing so, you find the richness, clarity, and happiness that exist in every day. 14. No matter what happens, I will not give up. This is perhaps the most powerful statement you can tell yourself every morning. Life is unpredictable, and it will test you in ways you never imagined. Challenges will arise, plans will fail, and sometimes it will feel as if nothing is going right. You may face delays in your goals, setbacks in your personal life, or moments of discouragement where it seems easier to stop trying. In these moments, the thought of giving up may appear to be the simplest solution. But giving up is the only way to guarantee failure. If you choose to keep moving forward, even when it is difficult, you leave room for possibility, growth, and eventual success. That is why starting your day with the affirmation, no matter what happens, I will not give up, is so powerful. Persistence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you overcome an obstacle, each time you keep going despite doubt or fatigue, you are strengthening your ability to endure, adapt, and succeed. Life is not a straight path. Success rarely comes without setbacks. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when progress seems invisible, and when giving up feels tempting. But those are precisely the moments when this affirmation matters most. Saying it aloud, feeling it in your mind, and holding it close to your heart reminds you that obstacles are temporary, and your potential is unlimited. Consider the small victories that have brought you this far. Even when it seemed impossible, you found ways to keep going. Maybe it was learning a new skill, completing a difficult task, or simply getting through a challenging day. Every act of perseverance, no matter how small, has brought you closer to your goals. By reminding yourself each morning that you will not give up, you tap into that same energy, that same determination, and you prepare your mind to face whatever comes your way. This affirmation also shapes your mindset about challenges. Instead of seeing failure as the end, you begin to see it as a lesson. You understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. Even when you encounter repeated difficulties, you know that each attempt matters. You are not defined by what stops you. You are defined by your ability to rise, try again, and persist. One more step, one more try, one more day could be the moment everything changes. When you repeat, "No matter what happens, I will not give up," let it sink deep into your mind. Feel the strength in the words. Let them motivate you to take action even when circumstances are difficult, when the odds are against you, and when others may doubt you. Remember, persistence creates possibilities that do not exist for those who give up. By choosing to keep going, you align yourself with opportunity, growth, and success. Every day, life will present tests, but as long as you hold on to the promise that you will not give up, you become unstoppable. Challenges may slow you down, but they cannot stop you. Your future is built by the steps you take today, by the decisions you make to continue, and by the courage you summon to move forward. No matter what happens, you will not give up, and that unwavering commitment is the key to achieving your dreams, overcoming obstacles, and becoming the strongest version of yourself. Final words. Your morning power ritual. Now you have 14 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. These affirmations are not just words. They are tools to shape your mind, your energy, and the way you experience life. You don't need to say all of them at once in the beginning. Start with a few that resonate most with you and gradually add more as you become comfortable. The key is consistency. Repeating them daily is like planting seeds. Each word you speak nurtures confidence, focus, gratitude, resilience, and inner strength. Over time, these seeds grow into habits, and those habits begin to shape your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your life. Remember, life is full of voices, opinions from the world around you, judgments from others, and the endless noise of social expectations. But the most important voice you will ever hear is your own. It is the voice that guides you, encourages you, and reminds you of your potential. Make that voice strong, loving, and empowering. Let it be a source of motivation every morning, setting the tone for how you respond to challenges, pursue your goals, and treat yourself and others. Your mornings are not just a part of the day. They are the foundation upon which everything else stands. A strong morning routine filled with positive affirmations gives you a day built on clarity, courage, and purpose. On your journey with English Achieve, use these affirmations as your morning ritual. Speak them aloud, feel them in your heart, and carry their power with you throughout the day. Let them remind you that every sunrise is a chance to start anew, to grow, and to become the best version of yourself. Build your morning strong, and the rest of your life will follow. Every small effort, repeated consistently, transforms your mind, shapes your destiny, and creates a life filled with opportunity, happiness, and success.